Let's see if we're live, folks. What's going on?
Welcome, better.
That's right. That's right. We did not have a profitable week last week. This was a bad week. Bad week, guys. All right, I am live. Let's see if we got sound. Look at that cigar. This is all right. Sweet. All right. What I got here today is a La Gloria Cubana Maduro. I'm not going to smoke this one. I remember talking to folks about getting what more looks like more of a genuine Maduro cigar in hand, because the Maduro that we had last week wasn't very Maduro. Like, it really didn't have a lot of the features and characteristics that are more attributed to a Maduro. But this Gloria Cubana, which is a great factory. This is a Series D Maduro. This is a cigar. Each of these cigars are in the $13 range, unfortunately. A little pricier than I wanted to be at today. But one second, let me break open the cellophane of this La Gloria Cubana, and you could really see, if I get it here in the right light, its richness, right? It has more of that chocolatey, darker of a characteristic, and it needs more oil. This one needs to breathe a little bit. So I'm going to put this to the side here. We're not going to smoke that today. But this cigar caught my eye very rapidly because although it's not a Maduro, it has this very mature Maduro-like wrapper. I'm familiar with Plasencia. I believe they're out of Honduras. They've been making cigars a very long time. And this Cosecha is, I believe, Spanish for the word harvest. So this is an old cigar from an old cigar maker in Honduras. They've been around making tobacco quite a long time. And just the wrapper itself being so dark and rich caught my eye. I'm not certain. I believe it's a complete Honduran cigar. I wouldn't say it's a Habano wrapper. I'd have to do a little research on it. It probably is more native, knowing Plasencia, to Honduras, and it's a particular Honduran wrapper. But this thing is just fabulous looking. So I'm going to smoke this. This is what I'm going to smoke here, and I'm going to pair it with the Hop Butcher. What is it called? Bughouse Square. Hop Butcher, you guys might be saying, hey, why are you always featuring the same sort of beers? It's one of those things. It's like when you're making good beer like Hop Butcher is, and you have a new release of something, I'm going to try it. This does have a little Citra Mosaic, as well as Simcoe, as well as Nelson Sauvignon Hopped Double IPA. The tasting notes on the back, I like that about Hop Butcher. I need my glasses here. 1 second, let me get my cheaters here going, because I can't read that. Oh, you know what? I could use the screen to read it. Right, it's hard to really. Yeah, it's got ripe fruit, zest and citrus, as well as, what is that? Hopified? Something hopified? Wait, let's see. Get it in focus. Come on, baby. Intense tropical. So, we're in that close to summer, spring. A lot of people are re-releasing their more fruity beers. I don't know how everyone feels about that. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I think that, though, it's nice outside. I should be outside, but I don't have the screen or anything set up out there yet. So we'll be back out on the porch eventually. But this, beer, it just fits the mood, fits the environment. It could be a good summer beer, and it could be something, with a lot more fruit to complement this cigar, which I think is just fabulous. Beautiful colorway on the wrappers. Let's see here. This, unfortunately, was like a Plasencia Cosecha 149, a Santa Fe. It is a 60. It doesn't feel that, the ring gauge doesn't feel that wide, but I love the wrapper on the color on the wrapper here, as well as the Here it is, the Plasencia. Really nice color. Fantastic, fantastic looking cigar. Love the band. That copper, it complements with that dark gray charcoal nicely. Just a very uniform leaf. Just caught my eye. This is in the $13 range. So it's a super premium cigar. I wouldn't say ultra premium. It's right at the cusp or at the end of my price point. I mean, I've purchased more expensive cigars. I'll smoke a $20 cigar here and there, but for the most part, I don't think you have to. When you have a cigar like this, I'm expecting and I'm hoping that this provides more of an ultra premium smoke from a $13 cigar, because the cigar just looks so beautiful. It has an excellent sheen to it, nice oils, has a uniformity to it. It has like a lot of richness. Let me get this on my palate here, pour the beer out. Welcome, Bow Betters. What's up, people? Well, like I mentioned last week, man, was rough. Rough. Not very good at all. It was bad to worse, if not like one of the worst events that I've had. Pretty much, indeed, it was one of the worst. I think I've lost more money, but I lost more money winning more wagers throughout the evening than This was my second time, other than Lupita Godinez. Watch check. I'm getting to have the same Timex Chrono with the yellow leather band on to match the yellow on the shirt. I didn't have yellow socks, or else I'd have some yellow socks with me. But other than Lupita Godinez, all of my plays, every last play was incorrect. All of every person that I would even have mentioned or shredded to bet, whether it was a long shot, putting $20 on Masvidal or $30 on Masvidal at a certain number, whether it was Ponzinibbio, who got knocked out, putting a little something on him at good dog money, got smoked. Either way, that wasn't going to pay off. Whether it was risking something on Meerschaert by submission, man, that dude Pfeiffer is just a monster. He had Meerschaert just afraid, and you could see that dude. Other than like Khamzat Chimaev, Rachmanov, those are the type of people that are going to even only have a chance against that guy. Nobody's going to want to face him right now. The guy is an absolute monster of a man, super thick in terms of his muscles, very fast, great punching power, good movement, super athletic, definitely going to have a ranking or fighting somebody in the top rankings, and that person's going to get starched. I think Pfeiffer, until he meets somebody with, that could take some striking and that has like that wrestling, like a Khamzat, like a Rachmanov, he will beat everyone. I mean, everyone. Can you imagine how even Bilal Muhammad, how much smaller he's going to be against somebody like Pfeiffer? It's just unheard of. The guy is fabulous. Just a great performance. Holland did okay. I still not sold on Holland. I think that Ponzinibbio sort of let him off. Didn't really close off the cage very well. Didn't try to change levels at not once when he actually has wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Really just very disappointing performance by Ponzinibbio. Lots of citrus. Lots of Citra. That's what it said on the can, of course. Very juicy. Again, that's what's pouring right now. All the beer companies are going to have this Citra. I poured it too fast there, and it's a little warm. I should have had it in the freezer a little bit longer. But yeah, I could tell lots of rind, lots of juice. It's going to be a good beer. Probably a little too much, a little more Citra than I wanted. But we're going to see how that plays out. We'll see how it plays out. So, the real killer was if I had Raul Rosas Jr. in numerous parlays, basically played a Yankee with Raul Rosas Jr., thinking that he was my lock, thinking that there was no way that the UFC was going to pair him with somebody that he could lose against. But this is MMA, and it's a brutal business. And sometimes some people get give me's. I think this almost was, to an extent, almost a give me. He did have Rodriguez in that first round, but then wasn't able to seal the deal, and he just blew his wad. Just came out way too heavy, way too aggressive. And I had him paired with Lupita Godinez as my largest play, my largest parlay, which would have paid me even money. And then I also had him, Rosas Jr., with a few different people. Who else was a winning person that I had him with? Here, let's see. But wow, just fantastic performances. Oh yeah, Kelvin Gastelum. I had Kelvin Gastelum in a parlay with Raul Rosas Jr. and Lupita Godinez. Just that was the only bet that I actually did win. Actually, I did win the bet. It wasn't very much. Kelvin Gastelum and Lupita Godinez, but just all over the place. Bahamondes with Raul Rosas Jr. I had that as a parlay, didn't pay. I had Ponzinibbio with Rosas Jr. that didn't pay. Just all over the place. Just losses. I didn't get to the in time to play Steve Garcia, which I think he had a performance of the night kind of night. Just really just came back. He was getting beat up really bad that first round, and then towards the end of the second, just turned it around, and just really he just really a dangerous guy. I really like that Steve Garcia. I think he's a lot better of a fighter and a striking fighter than people have given him credit for. I think he's going to get a better opponent, like Ignacio Bahamondes. But Trey Ogden, another person, just didn't use any of the wrestling. Lupita got lucky in that fight. A lot of people, it's easily to score that for Cynthia Calvillo, who had the more landed shots, but not the more damaging shots and the more visible perception here. Again, I might get my chance. I might get my chance. The judging by the commentating team, by Joe Rogan and fat guy Daniel Cormier, is just astoundingly bad. It is so prevalent. It is so over the top. It's just gotten out of hand. I'm gonna be in Kansas City this week here. So let me see if I go to get a chance to get on the mic, and my focus is to mention this, is to provide that criticism that we do not need their impressions of who is winning or losing the fight. It hurts the fighters when they're doing this. It hurts the audience that really wants to know a little bit more about what is happening in the fight, right? Or talk about techniques, wants to learn a little bit more, wants a better narrative of the fight rather than who's winning, right? They're not judges, and they are gleaning, or the judges are that information is leaking. The judges are very close to them. They can hear them talking and mentioning these things, so they're influencing the judging in a way, and then when it doesn't go their way, they get upset, like as though they know better because they are fighters and been watching that. It's like, you're not the judge. If you guys want to judge the fight, you could do it I like the way PFL does it. The announcers never mention who is winning and losing a fight, or rarely mention it. What they do is they provide their little thing at the end that says who they picked as the winner, right? And then the robot picks what the winner is. What's up, Brian? We probably won't say in this thing a while, but keep researching. I didn't do any research. I was busy this afternoon trying to get my haircut, shopping, running a couple errands. A lot of stuff that didn't get done really, but so I'm gonna be, I like the way they do it, the way PFL does it. Other sports, the judging by the commentating team has got to stop. It's just too much. They do it every single fight, every event. It's like, that's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear you guys who you think is winning the fight. I could see the fight for myself and make my own impression of who's winning and losing. I want to know about techniques. I want to know, like, when someone's not getting a takedown properly, will Daniel Cormier correct them? Tell us how they could have gotten that takedown. Let us know what that's called when they go for a different type of roll or a certain thing. Same with Joe Rogan with the jiu-jitsu. That's what I want you guys to do. That's what I want you to entertain me. I don't need you guys to judge the fights, right? Yeah, PFL doesn't score until after the fight. That's not their job. Their job as commentators is to make the fight fun, to make it enjoyed working, to compliment the fighters, even to provide criticism of the fighters, to basically enhance the performance or the show of what we're watching, not judge. It's too much. When I was watching the fight, and they would be so wrong all the time. It's like, you take a look at the Lupita Dunas Cynthia Calvillo fight. They were so high on Calvillo. Oh, she's just outpacing her here. Calvillo was not landing any strikes, right? Like, she was definitely more active, but she wasn't landing. She was just throwing it out there, and Godinez was just blocking most of the blows. And Godinez was walking forward, whereas Cynthia Calvillo was, didn't have the ring generalship. She was moving around, right? That the same could be said in a couple of these other bouts. Not the Chris Curtis Kelvin Gastelum fight, which could have been close. Right? I mean, I didn't think so, but he had a great performance, but there was no quit in Chris Curtis, and Chris Curtis got some good hits in there. I mean, he had him stunned. But the Santiago Ponzinibbio fight, they were right away judging. Ponzinibbio's going to need a finish here. You're not the. Stop saying that. Stop saying what could be obvious to us. Or, just improve what your job, what you do as work. I have to improve what I'm doing here as a podcaster and things like that, right? Get my equipment up, maybe get my speech a little bit better, my delivery better camera, better preparation. I can improve. These guys have all the resources they have at hand to improve and do their job better. Joe Rogan can go to acting school. He's been to acting school. He could definitely provide better insight. He has a podcast show where he talks all day, but yet he wants to judge the fights. And Cormier is even the worst. Cormier's just got an out of hand with his judging. That's all he talks about, right? He's just talking about judging the fights. I think he should just go and be on the side, like when even the African American guy was on the Dana White looking for a fight. God damn it! What is he? Not Eve Edwards, but the other guy. Eve Edwards is on the commentating team. He's awesome. I think they should give Eve Edwards a chance on the play-by-play on the side rather than some of these guys. Bring in some other people. Like, to be honest, if Joe Rogan left, I would not care. Would not care at one bit. I watch most of these fights without any sound, which is a shame because I like hearing the coaches. I like hearing the punches, but I watch most of these things when I'm watching on my phone. I don't play the sound. I don't listen to these guys. Sometimes I do, but it's gotten to the point where they're skewing and they make it so that I don't enjoy the fight. So I don't like listening to them. I wouldn't mind, people being purists like, oh, the UFC without Rogan. It's like Rogan has nothing to do with the fighters. He's not, they love him. He is a staple there, but he could go just like Goldie, and over time, you really wouldn't notice. It would just be a different show. It would be somebody else commentating. There have been other commentators that have come and gone. He's been there, yes, but same with Dan Cormier. There's plenty of other fighters that can do that job and can be very interesting. There's plenty of people, right? He's got the nod right now, but there's nothing that prevents their opportunities for other fighters or other people, even other athletes or other professionals to commentate and to be part of the show. I mean, they tried it with Snoop Dogg, right? With the Contender series, right? Snoop Dogg was with Uriah Faber and they tried something there. PFL is trying to use Jake Paul, which is horrible. Like, Jake Paul is decent at trying to promote, but his live commentating, just not so good at all. Let's try this beer, guys. Yeah, Dean Thomas. Yes, Jojo, absolutely. Replace. I like Dean Thomas. When they go to Dean Thomas, or even very nice beer, a lot of rind. Even the striking coach for Justin Gaethje, when they go to him, he's also very good, right? Why don't they could try one of these other coaches that are out there that have personality. The guy, this dude from who was there from Milwaukee, right? Who cornered Rodriguez here in Milwaukee. Oh God, his name is escaping me now. But have him do something, or maybe the coach from AKA, right? Or rotate a coach from various other camps, right? They could have had James Krause do it, for example, if he didn't get into bullshit trouble because he was really good at it. Yeah, I don't care for DC at all. In fact, he's annoying. He's because he gets with Joe and they're having a good time and they just consistently they're judging the fight rather than enjoying it themselves and watching the fight. I did like the way they called both the Adrian Yanez bout with Rob Font, which was fucking phenomenal for as long as it lasted. That was one of the best 3 minutes of stand up, rock'em sock'em fighting that I've seen in a long time. I mean, that fight was so exciting to watch. Adrian Yanez thought he had Rob Font, and Rob Font didn't give up. I mean, and the last 3 fights, except Masvidal was off. I mean, he got outstruck. He got taken down, outstruck, just beat up all over the place. Gilbert Burns, got to hand it to him. Much better striking, improved striking over the years, mixing it up really well. Is he deserving of a title shot? I don't know. It just was very disappointing for Jorge Masvidal. I thought that with the win, he was setting himself up really well to get an opportunity for that title shot. And I thought that would be a very exciting match. But looking at the way this played out, Edwards would starch Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal was sort of a ghost of himself. Hopefully he stays in retirement. He's got a lot of money. He's got the mezcal. He's got I don't know if he's got a tequila, if he's got beer. He's got the game bred fights, which are doing really well. You see it in bed. He's got a big house. He's got tons of old cars. That Rolex, beautiful rose gold Datejust Rolex that he has. I love that watch myself. That's like a $55,000 Rolex. I mean, the guy's got money. So I think he should just hang it up, which he somewhat did. But you never know with these guys. Fighters always come back. He could still sell. So Dana White said that he made a lot of money that night, right? So he got pay-per-view points or something. He carried that show really. I thought he did a better job of promoting it than Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. And what was up with Israel Adesanya with that collar, the dog collar? He said he was a dog when he first came, so he was going back to his roots, but it just did not look right. But what a fight from Israel Adesanya. Just what a comeback. I mean, Pereira just got too cocky, and that rope-a-dope. I mean, it was somewhat of a lucky punch. To me, it looked like it was just instinct on Israel Adesanya. He just dug deep and just sort of said enough, like he was being bullied, and said enough is enough, and then gave his shot, and that was enough. It hit Pereira, it stunned him, and he was able to get a second shot in there and knocked him out cold. That was those were the 2 hardest shots I've ever seen Israel Adesanya take, and he did it after he was being pummeled. He was just getting drilled, and it was a really cool thing to watch. I was on Pereira. I didn't think that Adesanya would happen, that he would get the knockout. A lot of people didn't even expect the under. Same with Gilbert Burns and Masvidal. A lot of people were thinking that was going to go, wouldn't go to a decision. So, it was under 2.5, or no, it wasn't actually. Yeah, under 2.5. So the under 2.5 would have hit in that bout. A lot of, there were a lot of other fights, like the Michelle Waterson Gomez, Luana Pinheiro, another fight that, the broadcasting was giving it all to Waterson as a comeback, right? They were making it like, oh, she won, but they didn't see. I mean, Waterson was getting beat up. Yes, she was more active, but she was getting beat up. And just for you guys were judging, and we don't need to judge. At the end of the day, even as gamblers, you get lucky by decision. At the end of the fight, if you are like, oh, she was robbed or they were robbed, you're not a judge, and we can't we just like we can't leave it to the hands of the judges. Is what all these fighters got to realize, and ourselves, that we can't expect the judges to give us a fight. I can't expect that if Ponzinibbio survived, I couldn't bank on like, well, maybe a couple judges see it differently because he was going forward more and had a couple good shots. But let's or in the fights with Waterson and Gomez, or that fight that I bet with Lupita Godinez. Well, let's see if they score it for Cynthia Calvillo. Maybe they're you can't wish the judges do something like decide a fight for you. So these guys and who's winning, losing the fights, when they're doing the commentating, it's not necessary. We don't need it. We don't need you guys letting us know who's winning the fights, because the judges at the end of the day are going to tell us who won and lost, not you guys. Do like what the PFL does. Put it at the very end. What's up, Izzy? Yeah, Izzy did it. I didn't expect him to do it. It was a bad weekend. Not good. All losses. Like I lost almost every single bet, and it hurts. That's not a good thing. I didn't have the expendable cash to be wagering what I did, and it certainly cuts into a lot of things. But yeah, it was a poor performance on my part. Very bad gambling. All losses. No, I don't think the Holland fight was an early stoppage at all. Dude, Ponzinibbio, his did you see how his fucking face, if that was concrete, he'd be dead. His jaw would be broken. His jaw probably was broken. He fell straight on his face and looked like you were about to come up behind him and stick it in the ass to him. He hit the floor so hard. I had no mercy for him. I was like, fuck you, Ponzinibbio. You deserve that shit. He fought like crap. Maybe towards the end of the fight, he tried to get a little more aggressive, but never once did he try to change levels. As he was getting beat, as he was getting counter slapped, every single time he's getting counter punched. Never tried with the left. Never tried to do anything different. So I went after the second round seeing that, I'm like, oh, fuck this motherfucker. And I couldn't buy out at that point because I didn't have any money to buy out. But it just all the way around was, oh, wow. This is such a pretty cigar. It's so pretty. I almost don't want to smoke it. Just everything that I love in a cigar in terms of its look, with the exception of the oils. I would have loved to have put this or had it in the humidor for a few more months. But I think these, if it's a $13 cigar, we're in the already aged quite a bit. Although it would have been better to have it out of the cello. Wow. Look at how compressed this rolled by a master roller. Very uniform. Very nice aroma. Look at that. Very earthy. A little cedar. Not a very pronounced flavors on this right here. Man, hey, Israel, this cigar though, brother, this one looks really good. I went to Honduras. I've been to Honduras, and we rushed through it because the Honduras were very dangerous at the time. I think they still are. It is real dangerous there. But man, in Honduras, you know what they had, bro? The best lechon I ever had in my fucking life, bro. The lechon is so juicy. It's like the pigs. They did have the pigs over on the side that they killed. They're not pigs, the hogs, like big fucking giant hogs, and that's what they use for their lechon over there. Not the little small pig, or even the big pig, but they use like a hog, a wild hog that's over there that looks like a pig. It's a giant beast. And man, the fucking lechon there was so fucking good. It was so good. I can't tell you. But yeah, I went to Honduras, but we didn't spend a lot of time there. I want to go again. I'm going to do a cigar trip to like the Honduras. I could do it to the Dominican. We fly directly to the Dominican Republic, so I could also go to the DR and do a little trip. I might do that. I heard our dollar goes pretty good there. Mm-hmm. Mm. Very soft, subtle, not not a lot of earmarks. Nothing great out of its notes right now. It has a little smoothness to it, a light creaminess, which is awesome. More woods, cedar. I'm not getting a nut note. But yeah, we're lighting this cigar. This is a beautiful. I love the colorway on the wrapper. And Israel, I believe cosecha. Cosecha is a harvest, right? In Spanish, cosecha. Cosecha. So this is the 149th harvest of probably where the wrapper and where the tobacco was grown, or at least the wrapper. Or they're probably all grown. Who knows if it's grown all in the same area, same valley? They tend to be. Even in Mexico, they grow tobacco. A lot of it's used as binders. A lot of I'm not a big fan of the Mexican tobacco because the Mexican tobacco is good for binders because it's very spicy. So it's better in the center, not as a filler. If you get a full Mexican cigar, it's going to be strong. It's going to be peppery. I just never have enjoyed that flavor set myself, where it's just spice and pepper, and it's just a stronger smoke. But yeah, I'm going to definitely take a little trip, take a little trip. And when I'm in Sumatra, I'll probably even go try to visit a cigar factory of some sort. Cosecha, yeah, Cosecha. Yeah, so I didn't get to see a lot of the Honduras because we got out of there. We heard, and there was military everywhere. Everywhere there was dudes with like machine guns in pickup trucks. They were everywhere, dude. So yeah, we just drove through. We had lunch at a spot, but we drove through Honduras like it's almost like Puerto Rico. You could drive through that country in just a couple hours. That's what we did. We just drove right through it. We had lunch at the place where I saw the pigs. I was like, we're gonna eat there. I was like, we got to have some of that pork. And we did. It was good. But then we got out of there. And there are beautiful spots to Honduras. And I wonder if politically it has gotten better. But we weren't going to find out it because at that time we'd heard bad stuff about Honduras, about a lot of tourists getting robbed and shit. So we just drove through it and went to Costa Rica. Much better. No problems in Costa Rica. A lot of mushrooms, beautiful women, beautiful people. Party, party, pura vida. Mm. Mm. Wow. You know, it just has. It's like a Cuban-like cigar. You could taste the dirt, like the richness of the peat. Mm. Mm. The draw is excellent. It has a slight pepper to it, very slight, more on the at the back of the throat. Do you think you guys? Do you think if I criticize Rogan and Daniel Cormier, you know, on the stage, so they'll kick me out? They won't let me go to the fight. They'll ban me from the UFC event. I won't be able to get inside in Kansas City. I'll get booed. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If I get a chance to get, we're going to the. I'm going to the pre-fight press conference or public press conference. I'm going to try to get on that mic, and I'm going to say what I just told you guys. I'm going to say, hey, your job is not to judge the fights. It's to provide commentary and add to an entertainment narrative, right? Entertaining narrative to what is we're watching, not to provide your judgment. We don't care what you think. Who do you think is winning? Joe Rogan, I don't care who you think is winning, bud. You know, same with you, Daniel Cormier. I don't care. I like you the way you guys talk. You guys are funny, entertaining. Be entertaining. Be entertaining. Do your job. Don't judge the fight. You're not there to judge the fight. It doesn't make it entertaining when you're judging the fight. You guys get annoying at that point. Who wants to sit around even next to somebody? Oh, there's this person. Well, you could say somebody's getting their ass kicked, but we just don't. It just doesn't. We don't need to hear it. Up your game. Step up your game. Improve your commentary. Try to iterate something that you see better. I need to get better at discussing the cigars because all of them can't be earthy, leathery, peppery, and things. Although these are the main notes of things that people have, right? Leather, cedar, wood, nuts, right? Those are the primary aspects or flavor characteristics of most cigars. The intensity of all those things is what differentiates the cigars. This one has a little bit more of that earth richness in terms of an intensity. Strong earth tones. By that I mean peat. Sort of has something that this has come from high soil content, right? Very rich soil. It just comes out and resounds. Even on the end of the nose, it has a little flintish sort of aspect to it, right? It the charcoal, flint. It's just the ground, the earth tones. When I say earth tones, it's still rich. It's still good. You could almost consider it manure, but it is very rich, very smooth, very strong earth characteristics, and this is a very good cigar, guys. The construction is fabulous, incredible draw. Smooth. Oh, there's that little sweetness. Yeah, I knew it was going to come. And as it's burning, this is going to get much better. You know, this is you know, very refined. This is it's smooth throughout, right? There's nothing that is too light at any point. That's too strong in terms of a flavor set. Mm. Yeah, strong earth tones, very rich, very rich. Unlike a lot of cigars, this is hitting something in the back of the throat, which is okay. It could be that I'm a little nasally, a little bit coming through, but I don't mind that at all. This next card, guys, for a fight night, Holloway Allen, this is not a bad card at all. And I'm glad I got a ticket. I got a cheap ticket. I'm going to be there in the audience. I think there are a few fighters that could be at the end of their run here in this fight as well. Even Max Holloway. What if Max Holloway loses? Where does he go from here? What does he do? Fighters like Edson Barboza. How long does he want to be a gatekeeper and be in these wars? Because Edson Barboza doesn't have very good defense, and the guy's just been getting lit up of late. Still a tough man, gifted athlete, great physical condition, but man, just has been in a lot of wars. Dustin Jacoby, same thing. This guy just fights for your money. I always like Justin Jacoby. I parlayed him last time as a favorite. He's getting a little bit better, but that dude just takes it and gives it. And Azmat Muzakhanov is not a joke here. Dustin is a little expensive, but those guys. I think Dustin was still. He's a jobber. He's gonna win or lose. He'll still stay in the fight game. But Edson Barboza, Max Holloway, if they lose, they have to really consider, especially Max Holloway with his gaming following and his personality. Yeah, I think he should go to like acting school and go to a speech school and try to get in front of a camera. If not working for the UFC, he could go work somewhere else, commentating on fights. People like him. He's got a big following of the kids. Or he could do just like this guy from the Ultimate Fighter who works for the PFL. He does the Robot Wars. Max Holloway could go with like Mighty Mouse, and they could commentate with somebody else, a gaming channel, right? They could do a gaming channel or a gaming type show and be successful at that. They just need, they need to find themselves or build that time for a future. Even Edson Barboza, he's very handsome guy. Maybe he gets very well spoken, very subtle. Maybe he gets a job in Brazilian television, for example, working in MMA. But I think this is sort of put up time or shut up. Same with Ion Cutelaba and Tanner Boser. They're jobbers too, but Ion Cutelaba is, if he doesn't win, he's got it. Where he should go is to bare knuckle. I think he would suit better there at bare knuckle. He's got a personality. Maybe they'd pay him better. Pedro Munoz, Chris Gutierrez. I got a favorite Chris Gutierrez big time against Munoz. Gutierrez is going to have the kicking advantage. Munoz is a good kicker himself. Good kickboxer, but small hands, not a ton of finishing power. Gutierrez doesn't have the finishing power in the hands, ironically, in the legs, man. The guy just kicks like a demon. And Pedro Munoz definitely is one of those guys at the end of it. And then, of course, our hero here from Chicago, Round Lake, Illinois guy, Clay Guida against Rafa Garcia, another dude that there is no quit in Clay Guida. It epitomizes Chicagoans. I believe he's part Mexican. I'm not certain of that, but Clay Guida is a fighter's fighter. Just the dude never stops. I think Clay Guida was living in his RV out in New Mexico, as well as even California. The guy sacrificed everything to improve himself and get better, get to the UFC, never quits, never count him out, even against Rafa Garcia. Rafa is going to try to wrestle him. Clay could wrestle too, and Clay could try to keep this on the feet, and we'll have a lot more activity. Whereas, unless he's starting to gas with that age, because Rafa Garcia will gas. He will slow. But Clay Guida up at that age range, man, tough play. But another person that win or lose should consider, hey, this is it for me. Why Brandon Royval and Matthias Nicolau is at the beginning of the main card, or they might, I think, be the heads of the prelims, is what I think they're doing. They did that with another good fight last last week, but that should have been the co-main event. I have no idea why that's not the co-main event. I think Brandon Royval, Nikolai Mateus Nikolai could have almost carried an event. I mean, that is that good of a fight. Zach Cummings, Ed Herman. Ed Herman, another fighter, man. Hate to say it. It's time. It's time. I mean, Ed Herman's been in the UFC, dare I say, close to 15 years? Same with Clay Guida. How long have those guys been in the UFC? It's been a long time. Who's been there before? I think Ed Herman might have been in the UFC before Clay Guida. I'm not certain of that. But Clay Guida, man, Clay Guida's been fighting since the where was that? The other league with man, everything's starting to slip on me. Where Faber was WEC. He's a WEC guys. Ed Herman, I think too. Ed Herman was in a different league before he got his chance with the Ultimate Fighter. The first three fights are really the low level MMA bouts. Jocelyn Edwards, great athlete, no ground game whatsoever. If Lucia Poldova wants to stand with her, she's going to have some problems. She did beat Yanan. She's lost to Shevchenko, lost to Karamouche. I think this is an even money bout, right? Let's see. Let's check it out. Jocelyn Edwards is at plus money. I think that might be a play there. Edwards fights for your money. She's not fantastic in any regards, but she's tenacious and she's learning, right? She's really not as crisp and clean as even probably Poldova is, but I think she'll fight for your money. Like Ed Herman always fights for your money. The guy's a brawler. Another guy that doesn't wrestle anymore. Used to wrestle or could be able to mix it up. I think he could provide problems for Zach Cummings, but Zach Cummings, jumping around all over the place. Let's, Denise Gomez, go back. Maybe stay away from the prelims, right? Jocelyn Edwards might be my play on the prelims. Phillips and Bolanos, I'm just going to avoid that. Gomez fight, I'm going to avoid that as well. Lando Venata versus Daniel Zellhuber. And I was high on Zellhuber. The guy is talented, but Lando, this is another, even Lando, if he doesn't win this bout, it might be time for him. I might jump on Venata there. I'm going to pass on. Yeah, no, actually, Denise Gomez is plus 170. I might toss a little on her as well as Jocelyn Edwards. I don't think so. I don't think I'm there. But Ed Herman and Zach Cummings, I think that's when. No, Venata. Yeah, Venata. Zach Cummings is 38 himself. Ed Herman is 42, right? He's 42 years old. Let me look at his fight profile, because Ed Herman, man, let's look at all the people that Ed Herman has fought, bro. Let's see here. Alonzo Minifield. Yeah, he lost Alonzo Minifield. Right, he was by unanimous decision. So he stayed in there with Alonzo Minifield. He beat Mike Rodriguez. He submitted Mike Rodriguez with the Kimura, which is a big deal. He beat Ibert Minarov, a very unmemorable fight. He beat Patrick Cummins. I remember that. That was a big fight. He lost to Gian Vellante. That's not good. He lost to C.B. Dalloway in a decision, which is not good as well. He lost by KO to Nikita Krylov. He beat Tim Boach, who's retired. He lost to Derek Brunson by knockout. He beat Rafael Natal. He lost to Thales Leites. I don't know if you guys remember Thales Leites. Did he have a championship opportunity against Anderson Silva and lost? It was another boring fight, I believe. He beat Trevor Smith. He lost to Jacare de Souza. No contest against Jake Shields. Lost against Kyle. He beat Kyle Noak, which is a good thing. I mean, Kyle Noak ended the original Sugar's career. He beat Tim Kruger. He lost to Aaron Simpson, Daniel Lazao, David Lazao. That's way before all your times, guy. Alan Belcher, who's a bare knuckle now champ, right? He lost to Damian Maia. Joe Dirksen. Who do you guys even remember? Joe Dirksen. Scott Smith. Scott Smith is legendary. Should be in the like that. What? Yeah, it was in the UFC. Where him versus Matt Serra's boy, where they almost knocked each other out. It was insane. That was an insane fight, if that's the same Scott Smith. Chris Price, he lost to Jason McDonald and then lost to Kendall Grove. And the Ultimate Fighter, that was Team Ortiz versus Tim Shamrock. That was way back in 2006. So I'm correct. I mean, we're looking at 17 years in the UFC, man. Fucking short fuse. Wow. I mean, fighting that long. I hope he has some money, man. I hope he's living good. He's a character himself. Free spirit. I hope he's doing well, man. I really do. Because Jillian Robertson, you guys, everybody knows how much I love Jillian Robertson's skin. Beautiful. She's got the best skin and the best hair in the UFC. Male or female, especially female. Her alabaster skin, it's so soft, it's so smooth. Her hair, I could almost smell the roses or the lavender through the screen when I look at it. It just has such sheen, such health to it. Same with her skin. It seems so soft. It's like she's glowing almost. Got to go with the savage Jillian Robertson. She's surging, Jillian Robertson. She's improving. She's got a win over Agapova where she almost killed Agapova. Fucking Smith almost let Agapova die in there. Jillian Robertson fucking choked the living shit out of her. But Piera Rodriguez got that win against Sam Hughes, which is, we saw Hughes fight this weekend. She was pretty damn good. Robertson loses to women that she can't take down. And I think she's going to be able to take down Piera Rodriguez. I don't think Piera Rodriguez is going to be able to stop her from closing distance at some point. If she could just weather the storm, close distance, and get her down, Robertson right now it's even money. I think Jillian Robertson was the dog before. Come fight time, because of Piera's, even though she's got a 77% takedown defense, because Jillian Robertson's so dangerous on the ground, I think she'll end up being the favorite, like at minus 120 or something like that. So expect that line to flip a little bit. I think get in now on Jillian Robertson. I think get in now on Jocelyn Edwards as a dog. I'm not so keen on Denise Gomez, and I'm passing the other two fights. I'm definitely not betting Zach Cummins, and I'm not willing to risk it on Ed Herman. I think where I start my betting is like Jillian Robertson and Nicolau, my parlay piece, or where I'll start to build on. And I know it's risky because I'm a big Brandon Royval fan. I'm also a Mateus Nicolau Piera fan, big time. This is a great fight. I can't stress enough. I think if this stays on the feet, I think Mateus eats up Brandon Royval, and I think he has just better jiu-jitsu. So if it gets on the ground and it starts rolling, it's going to be problems for Royval. But Royval still is so crafty. If it's early, he rolls so well that he could. If Nikolai is not careful and he's not minding his P's and Q's on the ground, Brandon Royval will snatch up a submission. I mean, he is that good. But Brandon Royval at plus 150 against Nicolau Mateus. I think this is going to be a title shot for Mateus Nicolau. His girlfriend won this weekend, right? She beat Watterson, Karate Hottie. And man, those kicks from the Karate Hottie. But again, this beer is fantastic. Lots of juice, big citrus, a little bit of hop at the end. Really nice. The beer is an 8. The cigar is a 9.5 right now. I mean, dare I take Landon Venata as a dog? That's going to be a close bout too. I think Zellweger, could come out too strong, but that's going to be a very, very good fight. But out of all these fights that I look forward to the most, Brandon Royval and Mateus Nicolau Pereira by far is do not miss MMA. Do not miss that fight. Watch that fight. It's two high-level MMA guys, exciting fighters, young. It's going to be like that Rob Font. It could be like that Rob Font, already forgot his name. I'm getting a little old. I think that's going to be the potential fight of the night. I hope they gave a bonus to Rob Font for his fight. That fight was awesome. That was awesome. 3 minutes MMA. Same with someone's calling me. I didn't know I had the buzz going on. Same with the main event. That was an excellent fight. What a comeback. I mean, we haven't seen anything like that in a long time in MMA. When someone comes back like that, is on the fence, and then just 1-2s like that is just fabulous. This is a cigar that you could smoke real slow. It is so rich. I love that end earth tone, like as I mentioned before. It's a subtle peat-like taste. It reminds me a little of a Chardonnay, right? If people drink wine, it has that little fruit and then that earth sort of peat, like a little spike or flint to it, where most people probably wouldn't like that or notice it, like almost like a charcoal-like type of flavor, but it's nice. I like it because it sort of rounds off all the other earth tones that it has. Cosecha. La Cosecha. Yeah, I want to go where this cigar is made. They got some fucking good dirt there. Got a little burn wrong there. I wonder if that's just my fault there. It isn't from the roll. Usually you want to try to get it a uniform burn. You don't want it to canoe like that. Wow. You get a big draw on this smoke. Big draw, lots of flavor. Oh, darn it. Why do my guys always leave? Come in chat, say hello. What's up, baby? Welcome, Bout Betters. And then they take off. They don't stay and participate. I need the participation, guys. I need you guys to actually like say things in there. Helps me play and talk about so that I'm not the only one saying anything here. What is Plasencia in Spanish? Now you guys know how poor my Spanish is now because I don't know these things, right? Does it mean pleasant in some way? Plasencia. It means pit meadows. Huh. It means meadow. Plasencia is like meadows. That doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't help. Maybe it means meadow. Meadows. M-E-A-D-O. Oh, my shit fucking alive. It's the word for meadows. M-E-A-D-O. You know, like the meadow. I rode my horse in the meadows. We're going to harvest the cigars in the beautiful meadows at the plateau. In the meadows. What's the difference between a meadow and the forest? Right? We're going fox hunting in the meadows. Another definition of it says that a container used for carrying money and small personal items. It's a habitational name from Plasencia in Caracas province, and possibly also Castellanized from a habitational name from Plasencia, the name of towns in Zaragoza and Huesca in Aragon. So I guess it's sort of a habitational name. So it's a noun. You'd be going to La Plasencia. I'm going to La Plasencia. Fue creado o crecido de la Plasencia. La cosecha de la Plasencia. That makes sense. It's the harvest from the Plasencia. It's the harvest from the meadow. That's what the cigar is. Yeah, I don't have anybody else in here. I consider myself being a live show now, and I basically have an audience of none. I went from audience of one to an audience of none. Oh well, so be it. Hey, considering the way I did last week, my performance last week, I don't deserve anyone's attention. Don't deserve it. All right, continuing with the fights up and down this card. I don't know how much I'm going to be betting because we are considering going to, is it 801 Steakhouse in Kansas City Friday night? Going to have a steak, so maybe some oysters, Rockefeller, maybe a little Wagyu beef. Seems to be one of the better steakhouses in Kansas City. That's going to be the objective, but who knows if we get in. I have to message Brian, see if that's what's going to be the spot. And then we're going to try also to hit up some bars. We want to try to get after the fight. When do the fights end? This is the early card. Max Holloway is projected to finish like at 8:30, and I'm hoping, or it started at 8:30. I'm hoping maybe that like BB's barbecue, that after the fight we go out for some barbecue or something. We're gonna get some beers too, but good to check out the barbecue and the steak, because that's what, when you go to Kansas City, that's what I think you get. I think they got good steaks out there. Kansas City Steaks, well-known place for their steaks and their barbecue. Got to try the barbecue. Got to get some brisket, maybe some burnt ends, I believe is what Brian mentioned at BB's. Has like burnt ends, like that's the top of the brisket that's been charred and also smoked. It gets a lot of the flavor and the juices. It's like this cigar. That's when char and peat and earth tones, people that like that char like it because it has a very strong earth tone. It has a peat sort of taste to it, right? Charcoal and peat. Some people like that. That's why they like barbecue. It has charcoal in it. With Jillian Robertson, we'll see what her subline is. I guess because Robertson is almost sub or bust, but maybe if she doesn't get the sub, maybe she controls Piera Rodriguez, but she really is almost a one-trick pony. Not the best hands, can box well enough, but is outclassed by stronger wrestlers that she can't control and can't get back position or favorable position. Jillian Robertson definitely needs the back. Not the armbar specialist. She's more of a rear naked choke. She's got to get back. If she gets your back, you're done. But if some wrestlers are able to stay away from that. I don't know if Piera Rodriguez is going to be able to do that. I think I'm going to put a small little wager once I'm done here on Jillian Robertson on the money line. I think she might be one of my plays. And I might even parlay her with Mateus Nicolau, even though that's dangerous. I mean, I'm playing against myself, against my favorites at plus 193. I'm going to stay away from Landon Bonata and Daniel Salhuber. I think Billy Quarantillo is going to have a lot. He's going to be able to mix it up. But if he doesn't, if he decides to stand, like just completely stand with, wait, is he out? Did that change? TJ Brown and Bill Algeo. That's going to be a good fight. They got Bill Algeo as a favorite. I think so. I think he should be the favorite there. Not going to bet that fight. I don't like Bill Algeo at minus 195. I don't think he's parlayable. TJ Brown might come the show. Tanner Boozer, man, I can't bet either of these guys. Kutalabra's turned into the favorite. I cannot bring myself to bet either of these guys. And I wish Dustin Jacoby was not a minus 180. But Chris Gutierrez and Jillian Robertson, plus 179. I like that better, even though it's a higher price for me than Piera, Brandon Royval, because Royval could still pull it out of his, if he comes ready to fight, rolls, creatively rolls. Doesn't stay on his back and tries to fight off of his back, he might be able to get a sub. But my initial play on this card, guys, is going to be Chris Gutierrez and Jillian Robertson in a parlay, and Jillian Robertson on the money line. The parlay will get me up to plus 179. I like that. I like sort of throwing in. I'm more confident in Mateus Nicolau. That gets me at the plus 330. Risky, maybe a Trixie here. I know Joey's telling me not to do any of the parlays. A $100 Trixie nets me $207. So that might be my play of the night. Might be my only bet. Since we're going to expensive steakhouse, we're going to a trip, got to pay for cars, stay, et cetera, et cetera. I lost 3 units last week, which really hurts. That's money that I could have used for this week and money that I needed to pay bills, and like not good losing those 3. That was stinking thinking is what that was. So I think Chris Gutierrez is going to be more than a handful for Pedro Munoz. Munoz is not done per se, not completely, but Chris Gutierrez, crafty, strong, has a chin, very active, incredible kicks. Munoz has good kicks too, but Chris Gutierrez's kicks are on another level. The guy can win fights with his legs. Gotta favor him in this particular matchup, and that's why he's minus 215. Why Dustin Jacoby is a favorite here is because this is going to be a kickboxing match. And Dustin Jacoby is a Glory kickboxing veteran. I don't know if he's a champion there, but the guy is a very, very good kickboxer. And neither of these guys have any takedowns. Like Justin Kobe's at plus 0.34 takedowns. They average less than one takedown per fight. These guys, and their takedown accuracy is 30% for Jacoby and 14% for Murzakanov. So this is going to be a strikers fight. I mean, Murzakanov has some impressive fights. Wins over Scheffel, who I believe is the PFL champ, right? Win over Nichuki, and wins over Devin Clark. Kobe lost against Roundtree Jr. That was a pretty close fight. Wins against Jung, wins against Olazechuk, win against Allen, and wins against Stewart. I think it should just be an even money match. Let's see if the lines close a little bit. Let's see if more money comes in on, before I throw Dustin Jacoby in there. Let's see if that line drops a little bit. He shouldn't be minus 180, but that's another person I feel confident in. And Max Holloway at minus 182 against Alan Arnold. Oh, man, Alan Arnold is one tough son of a bitch. I mean, Holloway's never been knocked out. Has he even been knocked down? Has he even been knocked down? Right? That's another question there. I don't think so. And that's Arnold Allen's game. Arnold Allen is power. Small dude with a ton of power. He's like the size of a C battery, or double A battery with D power. Right? Like, just such a strong kid. Good wrestling, strong hands, great athleticism. But Max is going to have a huge, I believe. Let's check it out. Height and reach advantage should be significant for Holloway, so he should be able to keep him at boxing range. Yeah, 5'11 to 5'8. Oh, actually, the reach. Allen actually has a larger reach, and he's a southpaw. So that's going to be very interesting. But here's the big thing. Holloway lands 7 strikes per minute, where Arnold Allen only lands 3.4. And I think that's because Allen's finishing ability is a lot stronger. Striking accuracy, 47% to 42%. Strikes absorbed. This is not good. And that's why Arnold Allen finishes quick. He only absorbs 2.25 strikes per minute. Or Max Holloway, because he's fought the best of the best, he absorbs almost 5 strikes per minute, which is not good. Striking defense is better on Arnold Allen. I think that number is because he has less fights. 84% takedown defense for Max Holloway. That's incredible. For the amount of fights that he's had, that is just insane. The peat has gotten stronger. It's not spicy. A little flint. Strong earth tone. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's like, again, like the finish on certain Chardonnays that don't finish fruity. They have more of that flint, that charcoal, that earth tone. That's what this cigar has. And in fact, this cigar might have been paired well with that, with a Chardonnay or a Pinot Gris, not a Pinot Grigio, but which is the other light white wine, with a white wine, a light wine, or a dark or red wine would be fine. But I wouldn't mind this with a light white wine. It's going well with the beer. This cigar is really, very, very good. Unique taste. Its tasting notes are a lot different than most cigars. Atypical. Not like a Habano, not like your Connecticut. Very unique flavor set. No one's in the chat. That's all right. So, as I mentioned, of a play right now, I'm looking at the Trixie and then the money line on Jillian Robertson. And if I parlay, it's a Trixie or just Gutierrez and Mateus Nicolau. That just 2-pick parlay gets me to plus 126. It gets me to plus money. Let's see, guys. I don't have a lot of bank to play with. I don't have a lot of money to play with, so it's going to be a tough going here. You know, can Edson Barbosa pull this off against Billy Quarantillo? I think so, because Billy is not as good. I think Billy's going to stand with him, and that's a mistake. That's a mistake. If Billy Quarantillo doesn't, let's see that matchup here. Again, maybe they're expecting fireworks out of this fight because no, Billy has almost 1.5 takedowns per fight. His takedown accuracy is horrible, 24%. His takedown defense, 58%. We'll look at Edson Barbosa's takedown defense, 75%. Right, 75% takedown defense. Bryce Mitchell, didn't help him in that stat with 4 takedowns for a decision. Barbosa might be a dog play. The guy's resilient, even though he's an older fighter. Where is Edson Barbosa at? Is he in his late 30s as well? Oh, there's only 2 years difference between these guys, 86 and 88. I mean, Barbosa at that dog money. Might be a play as well on the money line at plus 138. Those might be my 2 dogs, but I like Billy Quarantillo. But, man, if he's going to stand with Edson Barbosa, he might learn very quickly that Edson still can kick his lip kick move it so well. Guys, I want to stay and finish the cigar with you guys, but I need some participation here. I need somebody to come in, talk to me here. Let me know what they might be doing. Rich, earthy. I love it when I smell the jungle in a cigar. And when I smell La Plasencia, the meadow. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. La Plasencia, Cosecha, Cosecha. Look at that band. I love this colorway here. Love it. Love that copper with that charcoal and the white. I love that colorway. Great looking band. But again, I bought this not on the band. Same with like the can. Here's the Hot Butcher can. I think it's corny. It's not my style of art, but what does that say there? Power to the people. The Bughouse where he's on his soapbox. We all got to get on our soapbox nowadays. We are here. We got the YouTube soapbox for everybody. The MySpace. I think MySpace had like video recording abilities, but it wasn't live, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm in the old country with this. All right, well, I just accepted some work for tomorrow, so I will be going into work. La Plasencia. I think I don't have, like, Rivers doesn't have like the props up, but I think they're not. I mean, I don't think this is a finished card. I'm going to be expecting a lot of decisions, even in this Arnold Allen, possibly Arnold Allen, Max Holloway. I think they could go 5. Gutierrez, Pedro Munoz, I think that might go to a decision. Jacoby Amzat is going to go to decision. No way Boser Kutalaba goes to a decision. That certainly won't go to decision, and not to go to decision is probably going to be a minus 435. Bill Algio and TJ Brown, not sure there. I think Quarantillo, Edson Barbosa, I hope that there's plus money on not to go the distance here. But I see a possible decision there. Same with Zellhuber, Venata. See that going the distance. Nicolau, hard to tell there. Hard to tell. I think that goes the distance as well. Brandon Ravel is hard to knock out. He could take a punch, and he's hard to submit. And the same with Nicolau Pereira. Julian Robertson, but it's going to be plus money not to go the distance. I might jump on it. Zach Cummings, Ed Herman, same thing. You know, neither guy are like prolific finishers. It could easily go decision. For sure, Jocelyn Edwards and Lucia Podilova, decision. These first 2 fights, I have no idea about. I think decisions as well for this. There's a lot of decisions, but some good MMA, very exciting fights. Again, the earth tones, that little end peat, beautiful earth, just cigar heaven is what the cigar is. Not sweet, not creamy, just typifies what good farming, and that's why it has La Plasencia, La Cosecha, is it Cosecha? Cosecha. La Cosecha, they are celebrating the earth. They're celebrating their land by the name and the name of the brand as well. Like they're fully on into and locked in with the territory and where the cigar is grown. Very nice cigar. Another cigar. You age this. It's already aged. I can tell it's already aged. You get more of the oils out of it. It's indistinguishable from a Cuban cigar. This has that earthy, strong, Cuban like aesthetics, not aesthetics, but like aspects to it. Very Cuban like smoke. You put this cigar in front of somebody that smokes Cubans, even the ash. No, it's different ash. Nice placation. The ash on the Cuban is very unique. It's a different color. This has aspects of it. This is different. I'm giving this cigar, I was already at 9.5. We're in the middle right now. I'm gonna leave it there at that 9.5 to 9.75. Like, it is fabulous, very unique taste. A connoisseur cigar. It's like the cigar smoker's cigar, like a fighter's fighter. That's what this is. It has just such good character to it, full-bodied, strong earthiness. And again, I can't emphasize that enough because it celebrates the earth. That's what it wants to do. So it comes from, you could tell it's soil rich because it has that peat, that slight charcoal, but yet it's very full and smooth, unoffensive. It's not sharp in that peat. The peat and that charcoal is not sharp. It's very light, but yet the body of the cigar itself is very full. So it's excellent smoke. Excellent smoke. All right, nobody else is in here. I'm gonna still drink a beer. I'll have a beer. We'll maybe break down a little bit more of this fights, and we'll see where we go here. Give me a break. I'm gonna take a break here. Give me a sec. Who's going to be in Kansas City, baby? Who's going to be in Kansas City, UFC? This guy. We going. We out there. I'll bring some cigars. Come say hello. Don't try to fuck with me. I have my weapon with me. That's not true. I think I can bring my weapon to Kansas, but I'm not going to bother with all that shit. Hopefully good weather. Hopefully a good event, good press conference. Anybody know where the press conference is going to be at? What are you guys going to be doing? put your information down in the comment section. Anybody want to comment on anything, let me know. I don't know where my guy Real News MMA is at. Talk about life. You know, talk about stuff going on. I'm thinking of starting a little MMA brand, little thing, clothing company that is more sports orientated, or shirts like this or similar to this but different, like a sporting shirt for athletes, not like preppy and typical like this, but something a little different, almost like what Columbia has. I like Columbia, but a little different, like light fabric that's dressy yet sporty, that you could use for fishing. You could I like similar to Columbia, but if I could source it here in the United States, do some twerks and different things to the shirt and the design. I think this is a Ralph Lauren shirt. I don't think so. I forget who this shirt is, but I got this at the secondhand store. I think I paid like $3 for this shirt. I go to the store, people think I look rich, or even my family, like, he's dressing like he's got money. And I'm like, no, man, I went to the thrift shop. This is a $3 shirt, man. You know, $60 watch, $16 band. The hat costs more than the shirt. This hat costs more than the shirt. Loving these Under Armour pants. I might wear them even to the event. I love the Under Armour shit, man. Under Armour makes great clothing. And Clark's shoes, my Clarks, were in the same brown shoes as before. Love my Clarks. I didn't go shopping for any clothes for the event. I got plenty of shit I'll wear. I'll wear the same shit you might see on camera, so you might recognize me. I'll be that fat old motherfucker talking shit someplace. So come put a camera in my face if you want to. Come say hello. Come have some beers with us. Come and I'll be walking around the arena during the event, because I want to see all these fights, but most of them, you know, all right, here's the reality, guys. So where I'm sitting at, but who knows? I haven't been to this Kansas City place. I've been to 2 UFC events, one in Vancouver and one other one here in Chicago. When you get the nosebleed seats, you're looking at the monitor. You can't see shit. The fighters look like 2 little, not ants, but I think in Kansas City is going to be a little different. In Vancouver, you could see most stuff, but it was still small. Chicago was worse. It sucked. I was looking at the screen, and I was by a bunch of like shit talking beer. Like, I'm a beer drinker too, but like dudes that just like were talking shit, not really very knowledgeable at the fights, just assholes. And I was like around a bunch of them, and I was like, oh man, this is not. And I was by myself. I was like, this is not fun being around these people. So what I started to do is I just started walking around, and I was watching, because they had the fights at all the little beer stands. You could always see monitors. You could always like walk to a little area, stay there for a moment, look at the fights from afar or on the monitor. And I just started to walk around a little bit, and sort of didn't get lost in the mix, but I just walked around a bit and enjoyed the fights and watching the fights that way, having beer, just socializing, looking at people, chilling out. Wow. This cigar reminds me of traveling, of being in wine country. It reminds me of wine country. Smoking cigars in Napa and Sonoma. Just like I feel the heat could hear the crickets and the cicadas right now. Like, it just reminds me of being on a farm. That's what this. That's the name of it. La Cosecha, Cosecha, and La Plasencia. It just has that flavor. It just reminds you of Earth and being human. That we produce these things like a good weed, good joint, a good weed, good bud. This is like good tobacco, just solid good tobacco. It's placating well. The Cuban cigars, like you see on this, the placation and the ash is a little white. The Cuban cigars is almost more full charcoal, very dark look to them, not as white. But what I like about this, in its core, there is that charcoal, right? In its core, right in the middle, has that more of a darker tone to it. You know, a little trip to Kansas City. It's not traveling per se, but it's traveling. It's getting around. We're getting out there. We're getting that summer season where I'm gonna try to. I gotta have. No, I don't want to say that, because my company let go of somebody that was a good worker. He did have attendance issues, I guess, but he was a good worker, a good kid. I wouldn't have let him go. I would have tried to find out what happened here. What is this with the attendance? Are you continuing to be late or call in, or what's the deal here? Do you have any explanation of why you're at the point that you're at? But I was his crew chief, and he was never late to a flight. He was never late to his work, and when he worked, he was really good, unoffensive. You never heard a lick of the guy. The guy was this very quiet, solemn, nice, even-keeled person that was a good worker, very good worker. And he got fired due to attendance when there are like a lot of people that are not good workers that are still there, that are not necessarily, they're there, but when they are there, they're not there. Like, they do not perform very well. And you fire the person who has the poor attendance over, even though he didn't miss a flight. With me, my gate, with me, didn't miss a flight. Was always willing to come out early. Didn't miss a flight. We were like never late to a flight. He was definitely not late to a flight. And so they let go of this guy, and we still have plenty of people that are not good workers, but because they don't violate the rules or didn't get to that point, and I understand that, because rules are rules. These things are implemented for a purpose. He gets canned, and they're just people that are not as good workers as him when it's time to work, that I still have to deal with, and that still have a job. Like, I mean, I'm a little bitter about that, but he didn't tell me anything. And like, it's not like I could have done a lot for him, but I could have tried. I would have written an email to the head of the company, or the head of our location, saying, hey, I know I don't have any influence. I'm just a crew chief, but this guy's never been late to a flight. He's been an exceptional, exemplary employee, always willing to go above and beyond, to do everything, to work hard. You know, I would have at least did that. But like, hey, this is somebody that we shouldn't lose. Like, we need people like him. But our place is somewhat of a revolving door. Good summer beer. This Hop Butcher Bughouse Square. Do not like the name. Don't have to like it. Very nice. Lots of citrus. Wish it had a little more creaminess to it. The citrus makes it a little sharp, but a great summer beer. Like if you're outdoors, you want a good IPA with lots of juice that has more of a natural citrus-based flavor. Hop Butcher knocked it out the park with this one. Very, very good beer. Did I say it was an 8 or an 8.5? 8.5. 8.5 for the environment, for spring, for summer. Hop Butcher. Cigars, 9.75, did I say? Or yeah, 9.75. Only the best on this show, guys. Like I've started to mention, the beer and the cigars on this show are better than the picks. If you're a beer drinker and cigar smoker, this is the show for you. You want to come and take part of or watch the Sip and Smoke, because I'm going to give you my opinions on they're better than my MMA picks of late. That's Eric, that peat. Telling you. Certain Chardonnays, is it Pinot Grigio? Yeah, Pinot Grigio. That's what it is. A Chardonnay or a Pinot Grigio with this cigar would be great. That's a great wine pairing. And I drink wine, guys. I'm going to start drinking wine with you guys. We're going to do some, sip. It is Sip and Smoke. We can sip on wine too. So we will have some wine reviews soon. Thing is, it's hard for me to drink a few glasses of wine with you. Ironically, I like wine almost after the beer. Right? That's the irony. You're pretty messed up. But not booze. Like I love to have after this. I don't have any wine right now. I don't have any wine collection any longer, but a little wine after this beer and this cigar right now, after the beer is done, would be pretty nice. Or with it, but this beer is fabulous. This pairing is excellent, guys. This cigar is so earthy that it has not been overwhelmed by the citrus in this beer, or the juice, or the sweetness of the beer, because the beer is not that sweet. It has a heavy citrus. It has a delicate effervescence on the all throughout, with a hard citrus rind, which is not bad. It has a little sourness to it, but that sourness is natural. It doesn't come across as fake, as a fake flavor. It's from the fruit, and it's good. Yeah, so look, we might go live for a moment when we are at the UFC event. We'll see. We can, right? We'll see how everything goes. I'm going to bring the tripod. I'm going to bring I'll have the phone. We'll have a GoPro. Brian's going to bring the GoPro. Maybe I'll hook up and we'll try to go live from the GoPro is what I'll try to do. But yeah, GoPros are not allowed at the events though, is from what I heard. But your phones are, which I don't get, but whatever. But we'll go live. Maybe do a steak review or a barbecue review. Another Sip and Smoke from our Airbnb or from our hotel. We'll do another Sip and Smoke. Maybe I get joined by the MMA Jesus. Maybe I hook up with some other people in the area. Again, let me know where you're at in the comment section. If you guys are from Missouri, I'll come meet you. Let me know what's up. Fucking let's go someplace. I'll take your recommendations on a hot dog stand, beer place, bar, shit, whatever, donuts, breakfast, whatever your recommendations are, please leave them in the comment section. Happy to meet up with people. I'm all about that. All about uh, enjoying myself with other people, people that are not just fans of the show, fans of MMA, that are Epicureans, beer people, cigar people, wine people, or not. If you're not even into all that stuff, and you just want to show off your show your city, I'm down to listen to you. Come and hang out with you guys, with you. You know, let's meet up. You know, I hate saying that. You know, man, this cigar smokes so good. I heard they have these like slow smoke contests. This is a cigar that you would use. I'm smoking it very rapidly because I'm giving it a lot of attention. But this is a cigar for like that longest ash and longest time smoking. You could let if I smoke the cigar real slowly, this thing, even though it was like, what was a special size? It was, I forget the dimensions. I threw that thing away, or have it over here. Let me see. I threw it away. Boom, yeah, that's gone. I mean, it wasn't very big. It wasn't a Churchill. It wasn't a Corona. It was a little longer than a Robusto. Mm. The oils are there now. I love this part of the cigar, guys. When all the oils are impacted into this portion of the cigar, as we were smoking it, all the oils kept on impressing it. That's why it gets harder or tougher to squeeze. It won't crack. But a lot of flavor now is just impacted into this area, so that every draw is more robust. You could take smaller hits of it and still get the nice notes of the cigar. Or if you really want the oil and you really want like a just like anything, a harder hit, more flavor, you take more of the smoke, but you don't have to. This is where on this cigar and types of these, when you enjoy a cigar, you slow it down. You just keep it going as long as you can. Little nursing, little attention, it's all it needs. It's not burning hot. It's got now another leathery characteristic to it now. That peat is gone, and now it's all oil. Like you taste the oils of the cigar so well. It is finishing fantastically. Like this cigar, the finish of it is superb. Right? This is why you want to keep that ash, because it would burn hotter. It's burning pretty hot. If you see this ash off the top like this, it's pretty hot, but it's smoking cool because of that ash. You need that ash to remain there. You don't want to knock the ash off. Let it ash itself. You don't ever have to tap off a cigar. Let it fall down. Let it fall on the ground. Say, I'm sorry. The aroma now is just, it's just superb. That peat's gone, or it's still there, but it's a little, the oils now are taking over. The flavor has gotten better. That means I have to rate this now a 10. I have to give the cigar a 10 now, because it's lathering my palate, my tongue, the top of my mouth. The thing that was happening in the back of the throat isn't happening anymore. I don't have to. I could just grab a little puff. I don't have to grab as much in order to taste flavors, and all of it's still so. It's not intense, but defined, and I like that a lot. 10, guys. Another 10 club. Plasencia. The Plasencia. Cosecha. 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 La Plasencia Cosecha. 149. Which could be good and bad. I mean, like, there's probably 144 seasons, 149 seasons, I'm sorry, of this cigar being made. I would like to get some of the older ones, like the 148, 147, 146. If you could find that, guys. You know, maybe when I'm in Honduras and I find that shit, I'm gonna buy that shit. I'll be like, oh, you got the. I'm in Honduras. You got the Cosecha 146, 145. Just like with watches, guys. Like when I go to Japan, I'm gonna go look at the vintage Seiko area. Get me like a 60s Seiko or older Seiko or even an older Casio or older goddamn Citizen watch. You know, when you're traveling, look for stuff that defines that area classically. Like Kansas City, we're in Kansas City. They're known for their barbecue. That's what they're known for. Go and have the barbecue. Why are you going to go to McDonald's or fucking goddamn fucking stupid restaurants? You know, like go to McDonald's. Why are you going to go to McDonald's when you're in Kansas City? Why are you going to go for fast food? Why go for a hot dog? Or the burger's fine. Burger's fine. They're known for their steaks. I know they're known for their steaks, so hopefully we're going to a good steakhouse. And the steakhouse looked like it had good fish and oysters, had lobster, scallops, bacon wrapped scallops. I was looking at the menu and I was like, oh, I want all that shit. And Wagyu beef. But you know what? I'm going to have the Kansas City stuff. The stuff from Kansas City, because like Missouri's got good beef. They got good steaks out there. Good steaks and good barbecue. La Plasencia. Yeah, hard rind. Lots of citrus, lots of orange, a little lemon. It'd be interesting to find out what they did to this particular beer, but it's their summer beer. They're getting ready for summer. That's why they bought out this Bughouse square. Again, the art is what it is. Not a big fan, but you could just tell Citra. Orange peel. Citrus. Really nice. Good rind. Letting none of it go to waste. Excellent tobacco. Excellent tobacco. I mean, I can't. It's hard to do. I don't have the vernacular to describe, and that's what I was mentioning earlier. I need to improve my game to try to tell you guys how good the cigar is. With watches, it's pretty easy. You could just say that you could know what is it, hermenology? What is it called? Well, the construction. This is a quartz watch, right? It's simple. You could mention the model number, the horology of it. Horology is what it's called with the watch. There's the Indiglo. You could mention what type of steel it is, if it was a pressed face, sapphire glass, or Hemilux glass, which is a little different, or even a plastic here. This is not this is the glass here is not a sapphire, it's flat. There are characteristics of this watch that make it a $60 watch, right? In fact, it went down to like $50. And I tell you, it's like the only watch that I own that has gone down in value or down in price is this watch. All the other ones have gone up. Even the $100 ones are now at $129, $150, $149. They've all gone up. Sure, this watch is not sought after, but it's very good. It looks great. Very versatile with the white face chronograph, like a 40 millimeter diameter face, not a sapphire crystal, not the best steel on it, but it looks good. Put different straps on it. Fuck, people look at this, they don't know the difference. They don't, both, other than a watch guy like myself. Like, if you're wearing a fake Rolex, I'm going to know. If, like today, I went to my watch guy, had to drop off, I owe him some money, so I had to give him some money. He wanted to give me the watch, even though I owe him money on the repair. He's like, "You're not taking the watch?" I'm like, "No. Until I fully pay you, we're sticking to the deal." But he was like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to pay you, I know I'm good for it. You could have given me the watch, but no, technically, until I pay you for the repair and everything, the full repair, the watches that I repaired, the one that I have is definitely worth. The repair was $240. He says that it's worth $400 to $500 is what people would pay for it used. So I repaired it because I want the watch. It means something to me. Just like the watch he wears his customer's watch when they don't pay. He wears the antique Omega. I love the antique Omega he had down today. And he wouldn't sell it to me because just like myself, it's a customer that paid, is gonna pay him. He even told the customer, get a new watch. When I'm gonna repair it, he showed me another watch that's an Omega in literally a jar, all the pieces in a little jar. And he's like, and he was trying to tell me is like, certain instances, even with these expensive watches, it's better to just buy a new one because he's going to charge you $1,000, $2,000 to repair it and that's what it needs. When the watch, even as an antique watch, is only worth $2,000, $3,000. And I'm close to that with my watch. The watch that he has with me is a Dunhill watch, is considered an antique at this point because it is over 20 years old. Yeah, it's well over 20 years old. It has a Movado movement, but he told me, very good watch. He was happy that it was functioning. It has a moon phase on it. And I hadn't had it functioning for over a decade. So seeing it actually tell time, like he showed it to me, I was like, oh man, it looks good. And again, I want these watches, even the cheap ones, I won't sell them. I could probably resell them and get some value back from what I paid, or a lot of it. like doing that. I had to ash it. The oils are so heavy on this cigar now that it's hard to relight. That's good. That's a good problem to have. When relighting a cigar, guys, it's always important to rotate the cigar when you're lighting it. Even in the lighting of the cigar, that's why you'll see me spin it or rotate. Mm. Mm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Excellent cigar. Heavy oils now. No pepperiness to it. Super, super strong earth tones. A little harder to draw, but very robust. Robust flavors, like strong, not in the sense of a peppery or bad, like a novice could still smoke this cigar, but the flavors are so defined, it's robust. Burning cool, not like I could put my fingers almost at the edge there. It's not hurting my fingers. It's not hot. Very cool, smoking. Oh, the oil's fantastic. You want to smoke a cigar as long as you could smoke it. Especially at this point, you want to continue it because it could only get better. The oils and the flavors of it, I love it at the end, where it has that more intensity of flavors is what I enjoy. And anybody that's made it this far, you are about better. Besides that, you enjoy cigars, you enjoy beer. Hopefully, you enjoy my company as well. I appreciate anybody that actually makes it this far because you are about better and you're about things that are good. I'm the only cigar channel, the only beer channel, the only MMA channel that tells you about the cigars, that tells you about the beers, that enjoys the fruits of our labor, of our life, as you're with me. You know, if I have anything that is a positive, it's that. Not the sincerity, the genuine. I hope that the sincerity, the genuosity comes out, as well as the knowledge that I have of both cigars, beer, and MMA. It's important to me. I'm not winning lately. That win last week, man, that hurt. That was a big hit, guys. A few $100s, $300 matters. $300, one win that I it's a wash, like, because that was part of a Trixie. So what did I win out of that? Like fucking $30, $20 that I lost again. Another little, Meerschaert by sub. I lost Pieta by TKO. I lost money on Masvidal. I lost Masvidal by TKO. All these other little bets that lost that one particular win. It was a loss. I mean, there was like 8 bets placed, and I made more than 8 bets, like 8, 9, not more than 9 or 10, which is fine. For me, that's a win. I'm in that zone, guys, which is good. I'm somebody that used to bet every fight. I used to brag about it. Every fight, it was about better. I bet every fight some kind of bet, whether it was a distance prop, totals prop, some kind of prop. I used to bet like 40 bets in an event, 44, 45 bets in an event. I'm down to 10 or less, which is good. That's a big win for me. If I could take any positive from my gambling, is that I'm going higher wages or higher amounts on less bets. Mm. 8.5? Did I say 8.5 on the beer? Fucking good beer. The oil now is contesting against the rind, where the beer is becoming smoother. Check. They're still there. So there's this last band there. Love that too. Nice touch. I'm going to try to get there, guys. Well, that's when I'll quit the stream. That's a testament to the cigar maker, because they know that this cigar is still going to be good to that point, if not better. If you can still smoke it after that, they know you're going to want to smoke it there, if not further. Right? A lot of guys, like, they'll put this cigar out now. Fuck no. This cigar is just getting better. It's getting better. I already gave it a 10. Oh, there it goes. There's the band. Beautiful. That copper and black. Love it. Love it. This was a very good cosecha. Very good harvest. Very good harvest, guys. Excellent. Let me go grab a beer. Hopefully that doesn't go out. It needs attention, though. Hot Butcher. Chicago's killing it with the beers right now, guys. We are there. We're making some of the best beer in the nation. We got the water. Michigan's making good beer too. Wisconsin, any place around the Great Lakes. Indiana, we're killing it. The beer in Chicago right now, I never would have expected it to be like it is. And right now, we got the water. We got the fresh water. The best water to make the best, and we're making the best beer. Our beers are fantastic right now. I'll go to a brewery in Kansas City. We're going to go. They're probably using Illinois water, Great Lakes water, right? Because we got the water. That's why I'm big on our lakes and protecting our lakes. I clean up the beach when I can. I don't like that in Indiana these oil companies are fucking filling and polluting our waters, because we have some of the best water in the world. The Great Lakes, Lake Michigan is a beautiful lake. Like, we swim in it. You're able to jet ski, you could wake surf, you could scuba, or snorkel. I'm sorry, and scuba. Not a lot to see when you scuba, but you could snorkel, you could swim in it. We have to protect it. We have to respect our water here and nurture it. And because we are in an area, look at the United States. Who's got the water? We got the water. It's the Great Lakes. We're the Great Lakes area. The Native Americans stayed here for a reason. Those lakes feed all these rivers, feed all these other little small lakes up north, all throughout Chicagoland. The Great Lakes helps those areas, the rivers that are here. We're the end of the Mississippi. The Mississippi feeds into Illinois. Like, we are an important agricultural and earth state. Our water is essential for our being, in this area. And for the United States. And for America. We make America great again. That's what's making America great again. That's what's making America great again. Protecting our waters. We need to protect our waters. Protect what we have here in Illinois, in Indiana, in Michigan, in all the Great Lakes. That's what makes America great again. Not stupid politics, not stupid opinions and the policies. Our work, the products that we make from what we have here. We are Hop Butcher, Illuminated, Old Irving Brewery, Microphone Brewing, Two Brothers, on and on and on. Like, Colorado's making good beer too. Why? Because they got that mountain water. Colorado, they're making good beer. They always have that. They're the little Cycle and the Voodoo Ranger. Same with California. They got that mountain water. The water that they get from the mountains and the runoff of the mountains is what makes. They're gonna California as well as Oregon, all those places, because they had so much snow, are gonna have some great beer this year. Right? They need that water. They need that snow. They need that rain, like we do. Like, people are like, "Oh, it was a mild winter." That's not good for us. We need that winter. We need that snow to improve our crops, to improve our water retention. The lake is receding. The lake is dying because we're fucking up the environment. It's not some wokeism. It's not that shit. It's facts. It's reality. Napa is what it is because it's located close to good runoff, and also their coastal proximity to the ocean, where they get that's why Napa makes great wine. That's why France and places in France and other places that make great wine in Spain and these countries have that coastal humidity, or not humidity, but that water runoff in the air, that moisture that helps make their land rich. Why do you think Honduras has good cigars? That jungle climate, close to an ocean, right, makes their cigars really good. Dominican Republic, Cuba. Cuba's a fucking island, people. What do you think is making the fucking cigars good? When you're close to a water mass, your shit will grow good. When you have water mass like Lake Michigan, you make good crops. We make good corn here. We make good soy. We make a lot of soy, too much soy. And it's that fucking fake soy shit from fucking, what's that fucking company? Couple companies. And you'll see the signs that make the feed. And when you're going through the farms, look at the signs of they'll have the feed signs from these corporations that hurt and help us. They do both. Like, I don't think that these companies want to end their dominance in production and vegetation. And like, look at Florida. Florida's fucking, man. Florida help farmers. Help. We need to have reasonable, sustainable agriculture, right? If Lake Michigan water is polluted and it begins to recede to too much in our lifetime, sure, not going to make a fucking difference, but we can make an impact on letting others enjoy the reaps of that fruit. Like, don't close that off to people. We need to have sensible laws and sensible, besides laws, of just business practices. We have a lot of people that dump pollutants into Lake Michigan because we have a lot of oil refineries here. They bring crude oil, fucking shell companies here. What's the other fucking? You go to Indiana. This guy is from Indiana. Not the Fight Night Picks guy, but Johnny K. Picks. In his area are a lot of factories that pollute our water, that fuck our water up. And nobody pays attention. Nobody fucking gives a shit. But it matters. It matters because I think that we are at the epicenter of some of the best beer in America, if not the world, because our water source is so rich. We have the water to make it. We have the quality of water to make the product that we're making. And if we poison it, if we fuck that up, which we are globally as well as locally, other generations won't have that. We'll have the best beer now, and probably always will, that always have, like Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana, Chicago. Fucking awesome. We are now the beer capital of the world. We make the best beer. This Hop Butcher stuff, Hop Butcher, killing it, man. Killing it. You know, like, we need to just continue that. And it's because we have the good, clean water, affordable water that they can make it, right? But we still need the good fruit from California. We still need the good hops from the Ukraine or from even Napa or from other places. Japan with the Kobe beef. They're not just giving their best cows the best grains. They're giving them good water. And it sounds corny. It sounds simple. I remember when I did a science project in the 8th grade about water, and I was ridiculed by my teachers on how important and how good our water was. And they're like, you're better than this. Why are you giving a science project on water? And I wasn't an environmentalist at that time. And my main point was that water, who controls, just like the water world, who controls water controls the world. Like, because it's not only necessary for us to survive, it's necessary for us to grow good products. Like, Illinois has great corn. We got good soy. We got alfalfa. We got great wheat. Like, all the products that we use water for the rest of the country, we feed the rest of the country with the products that we grow. We don't have cigars. albeit we don't have cigars, but we got good beer. We make good beer because of what we have. Do I wish we had good tobacco here? Sure. Tobacco's harsh for land though. Like tobacco, that's why this 149th of this place isn't always, it is good because you look at like the best places in wine country, whether in France, Spain, the land is what matters. The land is usually a coastal property that has access to river water. It has multiple water sources that makes the best wine, that makes good vegetables. So yes, I've been ranting. I've been ranting a little bit because nobody's in the chat. That's okay. We're finishing up our beer. We're finishing up our buzz. Appreciate anybody who made it this far. You are about better. Beyond that, you probably enjoy cigars and you enjoy beer. But remember that, like on the political level, yeah, we got to be a little political. We got to support people that support enhancing, nurturing, and saving our environment. Environmentalism is not a wokeism. It's common sense. It's just common sense. Like, environmentalism doesn't fight against farmers. It doesn't fight against fishermen. It doesn't fight against tobacco farmers. Yeah, it does fight against golf companies and oil companies and pharmaceutical companies. But even the pharmaceutical companies need fucking a lot of those extracts and the medication that we get comes from plants. Some of the derivatives are from flowers and plants and things that we grow. And how it relates to MMA? Shit, look at Nate Diaz. Oh. Look at these fighters. If you're a fighter or into health, your first thing should be nutrition. Like, nutrition. Unless you're into just straight DECA and fucking doing steroids, you can do steroids. Go ahead, do steroids. But there's plenty of like natural options for you more than ever before to improve your ability and your strength. What do you think pasta is? What do you think? Fucking look at the diet of all our MMA fighters. Do you think you have a top athlete that just eats fast food, that eats McDonald's and Portillo's and fucking where Joey goes all the time, fucking fake Mexican place? Like, you're gonna make a career out of that? I could just drink my beer, smoke my cigars, and I'm still healthy, somewhat healthy, because I don't eat bullshit other than Popeye's chicken. And the chicken we get and the eggs, it's important. I'm rambling. But here, the best athletes or rich people, get a maid. Get a fucking nutritionist. Get a physical therapist. If I had money, those are the first 3 things I would get if I became a millionaire. If I were over a millionaire, like making over $1 million a year, every year, and then a barber. Because I couldn't get into my barber today. a barber because I love getting my hair cut. And I would get my hair cut like every other day, like my grandfather did. You get a hair and a shave. You have somebody shave him and cut his hair every other day. Every other day. I love that. I admire that. In Mexico, you could do that shit. Now, that's real luxury. That's living a good life. Even if you're not rich per se, you don't have the fancy Bugatti, you know, the other things, are quality of life. I'm spoiled, guys. I'm spoiled because I have the internet. I got good beer. I got good cigars. I got good food around me. I don't have to struggle at all. I'm not rich, but I'm rich in other senses. I got fucking clothes on my back. I got fucking going to the UFC event, flying on a plane for free. And it's all perspective, guys. Those rich people, those that don't know how to live within their means, and we always philosophize because I'm a philosopher. Yes, yes, yeah, but yes, I think very deeply. And I appreciate everything I have. And a lot of it is being lucky to be raised in America. A lot of it is also my work. I've worked hard, right? I wish I was better financially, but I've worked hard too. You know, us Mexicans always like, oh, hard work, hard work, hard work. I wish I learned how to manage my money better, pool my money better, started more businesses, et cetera, et cetera. But I tried. I made my efforts. But where's my point here? My point is to continue growing, to continue. Most of our guys, like, you got to make that money to gamble, and gamble with that not free money, but that extra money you have. And hopefully you're winning, maybe not listening to me, but winning, and reinvesting that into something else. Create a side business. Have a secondary income. I need to do that myself. I've done it for long enough. I did a long time, and I didn't do. I just got. Actually, I more than got by. I think I had more when I ran my business. I had more cash in hand rather than the 9 to 5 that I'm doing. I always had cash. I always had money. Now I still sort of got money, but I'm doing the 9 to 5 thing. But my life is better because my job is so easy. But what I still enjoyed about, what I miss about it more than just doing the 9 to 5 and getting by and having that cash in hand, I miss making income for others. Giving people their rent money and one paycheck and one day's work, handing them $400, $200, $300 cash, multiple guys. I miss that. I definitely miss that because they needed it, right? They needed it. I needed it too. And I wasn't always making a profit. I wasn't always making a clear profit, but it was, that is the goal in life, is to enable other people to, not yourself to make money, but like when you could support, I always mention this, 4 or 5 people. Like you could support those people, even that little amount, make a business to support them. And I want to try to get back to that. So I'm thinking of opening up a skate shop or skate company and a clothing company, which is typical of a lot of people. Saturated market, I know. But I could sell my friends coffee. I could sell my friends beer there. I could create my own energy drink, you know. But things change. Like, it's nice being where I'm at. I work hard, guys. I put in that hour. Tomorrow's my day off. Guess what? I signed up for extra work. I'm gonna be working tomorrow. You got to do that kind of shit. That works there. Take it. When you're about better, you're about doing better. You're about trying to improve everything that you do. And I've been a little lazy because my job is so easy, guys. So easy. I gotta like do something else to make some more money. But you guys are all young. You're young. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't care about what people say. Don't be afraid to fail. Like that what was that, the guy that was in Rocky 3 as well as in he was in the Black Panther. Like he met somebody that was I had everything. I'm a failure to my peers. Sometimes that's why it's a big problem, because I had everything everything to be successful, and I fucked it up. Not Jamal White. Forget his name. But he saw one of his old classmates that used to dog him. Used to make fun of him. Oh, you're carrying your headshots. You're a nobody. Why are you pushing so hard? Why are you trying so hard, trying to be that? And then he became something. It's different in acting, but we need to actually start creating shit again. We got 3D printing out there. We have access to these Chinese markets that will make things for us. Utilize the Chinese to make you money. Let them make money and you make money too. Vietnamese manufacturing, Thai manufacturing, where there's leather, clothing, these hats. We're gonna try to do something like that. Or at the end tail of my life, I'm gonna try to do something. I've already tried a bunch of shit and failed. I've had websites. I've started so many businesses and failed. I'm still gonna try again. Because that's something that's instilled in me from my family, my father. I still have a chance, even though now maybe I won't make millions. Maybe I won't do great, but I'm still going to make money. And I'm still going to pay other people and nurture other people. And maybe that guy, like the guys that used to work for me, are making money now. And I feel I'm part of that. And for me, that's legacy. I didn't make a sustainable legacy. I would have loved to have done it longer, but I've helped those people. Hopefully I've helped you a little bit in the betting game, but I've definitely helped you in the beer game and the cigar game. And if you made it this far, you are about better. I'm going to finish this cigar by myself. Awesome being part of this community. I'll see you in Kansas City. Kansas City, people.